Well, hello, everybody out there watching, and whether you're watching us live or just watching the recording, uh, I'm Steph, and I'm here with Christine,
Christine.
and we are from the Canadian Schoolhouse, and we are here to encourage you in whatever stage of homeschooling you are at, whether you're just thinking about it, maybe you've got family that's homeschooling, and maybe you're trying to understand that a little bit more, and maybe you've been homeschooling for a little while and looking for resources, or homeschooling for a long time and just again, looking for resources never changes. I've been homeschooling. I say I've been homeschooling my boys since birth, and they're 11 and
Mm-hmm.
14. That's really what we're doing, right? It's like homeschooling is not any different than raising our children like we did between the ages of 1 and 4 or 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have you ever seen that documentary, Christine, Schoolhouse Rocked?
I have not seen it yet, but it's on my list to do.
Yeah, so I've seen it. It's on Redeem TV. If anybody watches that streaming platform, it's just on the additional donor content right now, but they might move it over to the main thing. And I think you just have to
Mm-hmm.
donate like $25 or $35 or something small like that, and you get a little bit more additional content. But anyway, this documentary is there, and that's where I've watched it. I've actually watched it a couple times now, and
Mm-hmm.
I love just what they're doing there. They actually start off with so many people, and a lot of the people we actually know, bigger names in homeschooling today. Like there's Heidi St. John, Israel Wayne was on there, Zan Tyler, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just names. If you've been around in homeschooling, you might be familiar with these names on people that have written books or speakers at homeschooling conferences or just speakers on virtual events like this. And it is a really great documentary that talks about, and it's from really a Christian viewpoint. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
reasons to homeschool, whether you're doing it for following God or not. But this is definitely from a Christian viewpoint. So if you're a Christian, you really want to watch this and just see the many reasons that the public school system is not there's an agenda there that is not about instilling Christian values. And in this, I love the one thing, I think it was Heidi St. John who said it, and she said, we've been conditioned to think that, once we're fine, we're a great option for our kids up until they're about 4 or 5 years old. And then, oh, now we ship them off. Now it's the government's turn to um, take care of our kids and raise them. And that is essentially what they're doing. When you have your kids in that atmosphere, almost for more waking hours, at least you think of Monday to Friday, more waking hours, they're in that atmosphere than they are with parents who love them dearly and who know them better and who can teach them better about everything.
Mm-hmm.
um, then it gets to be really hard to raise those kids up in the way they should go when they have that influence at such a young age.
It's
um,
true.
there was also a lot in this, and we're really focusing. I love we have a great focusing on this on our virtual family retreat that's coming up in November. So November 15th to
Mm-hmm.
18th, mark your calendars for that. It's a live event, but we'll also be recording it, so you can watch that there or watch it after that time as well. But we have a couple speakers on our Friday, the last day for leading, and both of them, well, not both of them, but I just know both of them are from HSLDA, and Peter Stock is going to do from a dad perspective about dads, and teaching their kids, and what role you can have on that. And I know in his situation, it's mainly his wife doing the main homeschooling in their family, but he has a role in it. So I'm actually really interested in hearing that. And then Patty Marler from HSLDA is going to speak on the importance of continuing to educate your own children in um
Through high school.
their high school. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
It is so important, because at a
Yeah.
time I even thought that. I thought, oh well, we'll see. Like, I for sure I'll do elementary, and if I actually said it like this, I said, if my kids really want to go to high school and I see the benefit for them. Like maybe they want to get into something and I can't provide a shop, or I can't provide like a welder, although we can. My husband does that and he can be a fine welder and shop teacher, and he knows about he fixes our vehicles all the time. Like honestly, my husband will be probably so much more instrumental as my boys get older. Actually, my 14-year-old, he is. But and I kind of changed my thinking on that to think like, hey, like my kids really want to play video games all day long. Like I think if I'm away, which doesn't happen very often, but the odd time I'm away, I don't know if you get that too, Christine. Like your kids are so happy you're away because then your rules are out the door. Like, okay, bye,
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
I'm not
They're
gonna miss
like,
you at all. We can play
"Ooh."
video games
And
or
they've
watch
already
TV
planning
or
yep, they're planning their day.
yeah. Like all outside of my rules. Okay, well, once in a while, consider that a treat. But I don't let them play video games all day long. They would
Yeah.
probably love to do lots of things with their life that um that I don't want to do. So even if they want to go to school, it's very much now my conviction, and I believe my conviction from the Lord. It's the just I'm so much stronger now in following God than I was even when I first started. That I just feel that that's the most important time for us to have our kids at home. And
Mhm.
as I'm finally getting onto it, I just had I think it's from watching that documentary Schoolhouse Rock that just gave so much information and so much more. These people in there shared about almost all of them, or many of them anyway. I don't know that it was all of them, but many of them shared being a reluctant homeschool, or what's that other term we use? Reluctant or um, unsuspecting.
Um,
That could be it. That's not the
yeah,
word they
or
use.
the unexpected homeschooler. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
None of them planned to homeschool. None of them wanted to homeschool. Even a couple people talked about how they thought homeschoolers were like weird and
Weird. Yeah.
yeah. And just had all these myths, the whole socialization myth. And I better not get onto that because I'll just talk
No,
for another 10
yeah.
minutes on that. And we want to talk a little bit about actually what really gets sorely missed in the public education system. And I think even in private schools too. It's not always high on the list, but I think you've got a better chance, depending on the school, of financial literacy, teaching our
Mhm.
kids the very, very important life skill of managing money, um, and how you think about money, and of course how you actually use it and spend it and not spend it and save it. And there's it's just so wide. And although there is teaching on the money part of you'll get that in some math courses and public education, you don't get it in the setting that we can provide for that at home. And also what I really love too, and we've got so many we've got a number of advertisers. I just see them through the magazine, or some of them I see them in some of our stuff we're sending out, the emails that go out, or on our website of great curriculum on teaching our kids finances.
Mhm.
So like everything with teaching our kids, it's not like we need to know it, right? We just need to find that good curriculum. So there's all kinds of stuff that we've got, and we're especially talking about this because this month our theme was on um what did we name it? Financial,
Financial literacy for kids.
right.
Yeah.
Financial literacy for kids.
And
Oh,
I'm
excuse me.
putting the link right there in the comments for you.
So this is our theme page, and and I might have a coughing attack. So I'm gonna let you talk about that, and I'm just gonna remove
Okay.
myself for a minute. So
Yeah.
you share about that.
So what you'll find on there, so partly that we want to highlight for this month is that we have had Tom Lip, who is a financial expert, write some. He started a series for us, and we're quite excited about it because he teaches financial literacy from a biblical perspective, and it's so unique how he presents the information. And mentions the fact that the world has kind of gone away from what money should be to us, and the value of what money and financial literacy should be for us, and even for our kids.
Mhm.
So you can go on and check out the first article. We're already excited. We already have the second one ready for next
Ah,
month.
it's a good one.
So just you can bookmark that when you get on there, and definitely check that out. There's also on the theme page you'll see a little blurb from him, not a little blurb, a little video clip from him as well, from his
Mhm.
Wisdom with Wealth um, website. He's got a few programs, so definitely hop onto his page
Mm.
and check out his resources, because it's so beneficial for us. And he's writing with us in mind. He's a homeschooling dad and
Mhm.
is a strong advocate for teaching our kids, especially according to God's principles. And so definitely check that out. Of course, we have other articles. Um, We've got money lessons for kids. We've got teachable money moments, as well as some courses that are available on schoolhouseteachers.com.
Mhm.
So go ahead and check those out. There are great resources for you, and this is what we do. We want to just put the information and the resources in front of you, so that you don't have to go searching for it. So take advantage of all of these great resources. Um, there's also a few magazine articles mentioned in the article and in the More For You section. So don't miss out on any of those. And I think, not sure if I missed anything there. I think I got everything.
Yeah, I think one of the I just want to mention here about the creating. So this is just another article that we've had on our site, and it was written in the past. I'm not sure how long ago, but it was. We
Yes,
put this under here, financial literacy. I think one of the best things that we can do for our kids is have them start a business, and it doesn't have to be a. It's great if it can be a financially um, prosperous business. It is great if it can bring in some revenue for them, right? So this article, and actually, as a mom or a dad, like this article is for you as well. So you can and focused on starting a business from your life skills, right? Starting a business from skills you already have. It's a lot what I did myself. Like I enjoyed writing, and so I started in with that, and now I do various marketing things. So I did writing online mainly is what I started out with, and just from that I really found more of what I like. I like a little bit more of the real marketing focused web design I did for a little bit, but if we can start our kids off, and I'm have, especially my 14-year-old is at a stage now where I'm getting him set up with a business. Going to have him actually create his own website, and
that's awesome.
I have a course that I've created, and him to be able to go through that, and for me to see how great it might be for kids and what needs to be filled in, or teens, is going to be really helpful for me, but for him it gives him this start of being able to um, just know how to start a business, because it's not really all that complicated that it seems to be. You really just need an idea, and there's a whole lot of financial things that are learned from that, especially when
Hmm.
you look at, and we can do this with our own personal finances, but especially learning about like expense revenue expenses, right? Being able to track your money,
Balance.
which
Yeah,
generally we just do much much more when we can do that, and I've done that from time to time in the past, tracking our personal budget. I don't really do it right now, but I've done it, especially when we really need to. Okay, like we're just all over
we
the
need
place
to
with
buckle
our
the
money.
yeah, yeah.
Mm, we just need to look at this a little bit more. So I'll actually track our spending and our, really do that same kind of thing, the revenue and expenses. And there's just so many skills you can learn just from the process of starting a
That
business
small business.
about
Yeah.
financial literacy. Like, and when I say financial literacy, just if you're not really, I mean, that term gets thrown around a lot, and it's a little bit like being uh, literacy and in knowing the English language or whatever language um, you might be speaking. But literacy, knowing how to read that language, right? So it's not so much about, oh, okay, I know about money. Like we can know how to speak, but being literate, knowing more so how to read and understand all that information, put into words and put into paragraphs and all that
Hmm.
is a little bit different. So that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to just want to know about money. We want to know how to think about money. We want to know
Hmm.
how to we like in our we want our kids to know this. We want our kids to know this before they have the whole responsibility of dealing with their own
Exactly.
finances, right? And
Exactly.
I didn't have that much. Like I knew about money, I knew about accounting. I was actually math was really my head's really fixed for math stuff. Not that I enjoy accounting as a business thing. Like it's actually my most
Yeah, it's the
unloved
most
part of
tedious part.
business. Yeah, but nonetheless, like I understand that part, right? So, um, but it is more about the management and yeah, and just really getting a little bit deeper into what we want to do as a as a as followers of Christ. And I love that wisdom from wealth that Tom Lip does. Because it's all from I believe it's all based on the book of Proverbs. And we've got like biblical teachings all throughout the Bible on finances. We can find a whole bunch on that. But Proverbs especially has so much. So I'm looking forward. I was hoping to get into that before we had this live and for me to be able to share with you all just a little bit about what the wisdom with wealth is, but I haven't got into that yet. But and it's not very expensive. Like I think there's a monthly fee and then something like you can do for 3 months. And so really just try it out. I think it's like 7 or 10 bucks or something like that for if you wanted to just check it out for 1 month, right? So it's really
Hmm.
worth it to see what's in there. I feel like there's a lot more in there than
Oh,
that
yes.
need more than a month, but I mean to just check it out and see if it's what you're looking for you and your family, then it's well worth it. And I love it that Tom is just in Alberta. So we really, the old schoolhouse, we have so much curriculum from different places all over the world, but I will say the majority of it is in the US. So we
Yes.
are really focused at the Canadian schoolhouse, though, to
Yes.
bring you curriculum from Canadians, from Canadian companies and just Canadian lesson designers, and we've got lots of stuff all over the world that we bring to you. But so it's kind of great. Tom just lives in Alberta. It's almost like a hop, skip, and a jump for me. I'm just in Saskatchewan, so I feel like he's my neighbor.
Yeah, you're definitely closer than me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm more neighbors with Tom than Christine is, at least. I have more chance of maybe seeing him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, yeah, I'm really excited about his content and all of the other content on there because yeah, financial literacy should not be something that you wait till okay, now you gonna go start your job and here's you gotta they should know this, like that. And it just starting with your 5-year old or 6-year old like mine
Mhm.
who honestly believes money just grows on trees.
Yeah.
And we have to break that concept like early because they need to know. And I because like Steph and I both work from home, so I show them when I'm putting my logs in, I say, look, I worked
Great.
this much hour, about
Yeah.
this amount of hours this week, and then last week I didn't work that many. And and that changes how much money I get because we get paid hourly. And so now their wheels are turning thinking,
Mhm.
"Oh." So when they get upset sometimes like, "Oh, are you still working?" I said, "Well, do you want that extra thing that
Mhm.
that you've been asking for because mommy has to work for that."
Yeah, related to
And
real life.
this is what it means. You have to work for it. You have to earn it to get those rewards. after. And we're still working on what those rewards should be, because you need to
Mhm.
be wise about all of those things, like a game or a toy, or
Yeah.
maybe some nice new clothes. What's going to be the need, or needs versus wants, and all of that stuff. So it's all that, you start getting those little tidbits in their mind as they're going along. It's very important, so don't let
Mhm.
that fall by the wayside.
And that's a really good opportunity. Like we've actually got enough in our life um to be able to show our if we just spend the time to actually share that with our kids, whether it be the grocery shopping, right? Whether it be
Mhm.
what we're planning to spend somewhere, and maybe even sometimes, oh, like I only plan to go there and buy this or this, but I bought this and this, and it works out okay this time because but we really only want to you know
Make sure
and
we get
I'm
Yep.
not like I'm not a real stringent budget person, but I do have that in my mind, and we all need that to a degree. We also just recently like sold a house and then bought our house, and I was really glad to have that, and dealing with a lot bigger numbers, right? But being able to share that with the boys, and I don't know how much they took in, but just being able to have even like the paperwork, right, showing the disbursements of like a sale and then the purchase and all the other expenses that go on with that, because it's not just the purchase price, right? You've got all these other things that go along with it. So you can actually find out, you want to go, you're trying to save up for something, right? We want to buy, oh, I don't know, we got so many things we want to buy. I'm just going to say animals, right? We want to buy um I'd love to buy some horses next year, and
Ooh,
horses
they're
are
expensive.
yeah, they are,
Yeah.
and they're expensive to feed. I mean, we've got
Mhm.
pastures, so a little bit that is that taken care of, but feeding and caring for them, right? So that's all part of really financial literacy. It's not just knowing about money, but it's knowing about, okay, we want this thing,
Mhm.
and it's there's gonna have to be some exchange of money or bartering.
Mm.
We're game for that, and we've had a few opportunities to do that.
Oh, wow.
Too. So stuff like that is working, and it's actually even really good now. Just that I mentioned, I'll just put that as our little closing note here of bartering, right? Like I think financial literacy. Don't think of it as just as the physical money or the digital money that we actually probably work in more than
Yeah.
the actual dollar bills in our hands nowadays. Uh, but also know that there is that financial literacy, financial aspect that just includes exchanging of
Mhm.
goods. Oh, excuse me. Um, so yeah, I think that that probably does our financial literacy for today. And let's
Mhm.
remember, it just popped in my head. Let's remember to go back to this event page. So this video is going to live on the event page for
Forever.
I want to say eternity, but I mean, who knows how long Facebook or YouTube will be around, right? But
It's
um,
true.
you never know. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be on here for the event page on Facebook. I guess we don't have an event page on YouTube, but let's go back as Tom does more articles. We're going to add more of those to this page, to this
Mhm.
event page, and we'll provide links to that and anything else we might have that's financially cool to learn.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for watching today, and we hope you have a great time with your family, with your kids, with anybody you happen to be with today. And we'll see you again in another couple of weeks.
Bye for now.